Friends, welcome back to the Sly Paladin of the Nine gaming channel. We are continuing our exploration of this crazy, ridiculous Forbidden City build, but I decided that in the first one I neglected to go to the top of the mountain in the first map, so we're going to start actually with a comparison of the three different maps from above. So we're at about 190 up, and then we've got a tower in each of the three maps at the same spot, so we can actually see from above. So there you can see the montagne, our big old mountain, montagnage. There's that. I want to fall off it and hit the slime pile, which eventually comes down, obviously. There's the top of it, and you can see heading off that direction the sand dunes, our pillager tower, and right about there is the other village, and then right about there is the first one. You can get kind of an appreciation for the river that was subsumed, as it were, by this village, but there's a little lava pool there, there's a lava pool there. Kind of crazy. So now, because we're standing over water, I'm pretty sure, yep, that's fair. Whee! Sploosh. That was fun. Let's go check out this mountain, shall we? Scroing. And I've made my controller mad. There it goes. That's a view. Come on, up we go. Oh, stop. My controller does not hold a charge for beans, so I have it on a little power pack, but it disconnected for a second, and so it was just my tablet running it, and so it got on autopilot, That's why I kept jumping there for a second. So there's that village. There's the tower we jumped off. Whee! And here is this big old sand dune over here that's got to come down and be relocated, and then there's the temple. But let's go up to the tippy top, and then we will head into the Nether and explore the different frog farms and a couple of other bases and my librarian factory, as it were. Up. Love terracotta. Really is kind of my favorite stuff on this game. Well, besides basalt, because that's what I study as a rule, are these things called flood basalts, which are basically, and I know they always say, oh, it was a meteor. It wasn't entirely a meteor that killed the dinosaurs. It had a big assist from a gigantic volcanic province called the Deccan Traps. And the extinction that set the stage for the dinosaurs, I don't think we ever found a meteor that really corresponded, but we do have another massive volcanic province that erupted at that time called the Siberian Traps. And I work with a much smaller province known as the Columbia River flood basalts, which are about half the size of the Deccans, order of magnitude smaller than the Siberians. But here we are. Oh, I was incorrect about the highest point. It was 127. Now that platform over there, I think, is the one that's 120. Yep, that's the one that I was thinking of when I said 120, but clearly there's a little hummock over there. But like I said, it's still a very wide platform from here, as you can see. There's that tower, kind of a good reference point, I suppose. And then this is sort of the start of the Skulk wear down. Oh wait, that was, no, this was a nether portal that I took apart, that's right. And then the Skulk is over here. It's very useful stuff at times. And the Shriekers won't get you if you're on the surface, which is nice, because they do, in fact, breed themselves on the surface. It's kind of crazy. Like so many things. There we go. As you can see, I've been screwing around here with that stuff for a while. Up we go. keep all of this in mind. And then we're going to transition to the next map in just a moment. Here is this boundary. There's that tower. Kind of dumb. But it did the trick. Is there still a slime down there? I don't see it. Nope, I took it out. Oh, that's rude. Let's come down this way. And over here, in the future is... Oh, it's already been started, I see. I couldn't remember if I'd gotten it going this early on, but I have a little cattle farm up here, which is where I'll probably transition from, because why not? It's expanded quite a bit since this, though. I needed a lot of cows before I started putting them down there. Oh, it's not a farm yet. Oh, it is. There it is. My little house. I thought it was cute. Little garden. No, I don't have them growing here yet. So right now, just a spot that is. All right, let's do our transition. And we're back. So now we're in the second load, which is the sort of work in progress, more one. And you can kind of see here that I've only started using the frog lights in the middle. I hadn't settled on using them everywhere else. There's that, I want to say that's the 500 line. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the 500 line that you can see lit up out there. You can almost see all of the edges from this high up. There's our main gate. Isn't that lovely? The waterways, still working on them, clearly. And then there's our literary courtyard that we saw previously. And the section of mountain as it's being worked out. Now, because I do not want to dig my way back down, I'm going to do a silly thing that I love to do. The trick to doing this, incidentally, is to crouch. You will not walk off the end if you are crouching. So you can just kind of go forward. I'm just going to take myself out over water and pop down. Come on. There we go. Over to the side now. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the big plateau there. No, that can't be the 500 line because we haven't gone past the second village. So that's just another spot I've started putting down torches because I'm so tired of creepers. Although I did actually use them for a while, especially up on top of the terracotta mountain. I could lure them in and then, well, this isn't working. That's just plain rude. I guess I don't have enough to do that. And I am not interested in the jumping. Why is it squishy? Alright, it's going to take a while. Let's shift into turbo. Pause here for a second just to take another look around because, you know, you can see more details from here, but there's that library courtyard. As you can see, it was fairly far along fairly early, and that was because I was trying to get the librarians that would sell me mending until I realized that that was not going to happen at this location. Oops, going back. There's that huge sizable sand dune. And then mountain words are hard. And then I had this habit of sort of gridding things out. It made it easier to place the frog lights consistently if I just ran lines of the fused layer at every 10. Love the coordinate system. All right, there we go. Pretty, spiffy, and giant. Oh, that's right. That was where the pillager outpost was, right there, and this was the path I took to get there, so I eliminated it. All right, back to fast. All right, there we go. If I get close enough, I can do the hopping. I'd actually considered putting my bed down, sleeping once, and then just jumping and dying to get down quickly, but I think we're doing okay. Let's head back up our friendly mountain. Ah, yes. More skulk. Just trying to wear things down a little in a way that isn't quite as boring. You know, gotta keep things diverse. Spice life. Up. So this should be pretty familiar since we just came up here. And this hasn't changed all that much yet. There's our second village. There's our temple. And you know, if there is interest in this whole project, you know, and I get the comments that say, hey, let's do this, I would probably be very open to putting up like polls and stuff and seeing what people want to do in terms of design choices and kind of let y'all narrate a little bit of the story here. So let me know down below if that is of any interest to you. Could be fun. Or maybe suggest another project. Who knows? Alright, so as you can see, I've started shaving this nonsense down. This section's still 120. Oh, okay, 121. That one's going to be the 120, and that's come off a little bit. Up. Ta-da! Not much has changed back here yet. I wish I had a save that was more of a midway point between this and the most recent save, but it is what it is. No sense worrying about if only. Done is done. It reminds me of a bit of a joke. So my partner is a type O negative blood. I have AB positive, so our kid's either A or B, who knows. But there was a meme that went around that was really funny to me because his is so finicky. It's only O neg. It's all he can take. And my body just goes, blood is blood. Because I can take anything. It makes me a really useless donor, though, because nobody needs mine. There's like 4% of the population with AB positive, so who's going to care? There we go. Okay, so we're back to that little skulky place. Haven't done much with this since. I was sort of more focused down below, but here we go. Actually, we'll go back over, see how the cows are coming along, because we can. Why not? If you're actually enjoying this sort of thing, you won't hate that either, I assume. I don't know if I can make that jump without falling down. So, there we go. And then we can go down and take a look at the library area just a little bit more before we go back to our most current map. Oh, there, yeah. I've definitely expanded the plateau. Good lord. They're going to take away my geology degree just for mispronouncing things. I'm not going to admit what I mispronounced when I was in the Nether, because that's just too embarrassing. Although I will admit that... So there we go. Now we have a little cow farm. I think there's some pigs and chickens in there now. The one that I'll admit to is I have this weird typo that I make every stinking time. I write the word lava. I inevitably write larval and have to go back and change it every single time. Y'all, I work in the fluid flow dynamics of basaltic lavas. That is like my forte, and the degassing of the same. So, you know, I really should be able to spell the word lava. And I can. I just have to change it from larval every time. Sort of ridiculous. It turns out, as a punchline, by the way, the gases that come out of these particular types of volcanic provinces, they're not really like volcanoes the way you classically think of volcanoes. They're more like a 60-foot long crack, or 60-mile long crack in the ground, fountaining fire into the air. But those gases have huge impacts on climate in kind of the reverse and then the same way that our anthropogenic carbon dioxide does. And we'll maybe get into that someday, but today's not that day. But I was the coolest mom in kindergarten because my rocks killed the dinosaurs. True story. It was pretty funny. Now, to be fair, the child was homeschooled for the first couple of years because he started kindergarten in the middle of the pandemic. And I was not willing to let him go in. Oh, there's that lava stuff, right? So that's a work in progress. I was not willing to let him go in to school until he could get the vaccine. So he was, for the first year and a half, I homeschooled, and it was not the world's most fun thing, but we got through it. You know what I mean? And he actually started in first grade in the spring ahead by a little ways. So I was pretty proud of myself. And let's be honest, ABC Mouse helped a lot. All right, let's have another transition and we'll go back to our main map. And we're back. All right, so this is the most complete build or map, I suppose. I don't know. I just make crap up as I go along. But from here you can see most of everything. It will drop down a little bit further just to get another good look, but you can see the little houses kind of over there. There's our viewing platform, a lovely gate, that courtyard, and what's left of the mountain. So we'll go up and take another look at the upper area, and then we'll go over and check out the cattle farm before hitting the Nether. Actually, I'll stop at 155 for another look through. There we go. Because that's just fantastic. And then over there, it kind of gives you a little bit of a scope, a feel for the scale of this when you come all this way up here. And that mountain, man. Let's get down there. Yay, flint. I'm after flint right now. Because I gotta repair that silk touch pickaxe. And it requires an alarming amount of experience. There we go. Alright. We'll head up over there just for a quick refresher. Pardonnez-moi. There we go. And there's that enchanting building. This wall is kind of a mess because I changed the dimensions on my walls. And I gotta adjust that thing. Oh, right. I can't go up the sand dune anymore because the sand dune gone. Oops. And actually, this one has active spawns, so we're gonna scurry on over here and take a nap. to be safe. All right. Dance. There it is.
Respawn point set.
I used to do that for my kid. He thought it was absolutely hysterical. He was 2, so, you know. His other favorite game was moving Mom's arms around. So I'd sit down on the floor and just go kind of semi-limp and let him position me. He thought it was hilarious. He was a very silly little boy. That's for sure. All right, I have to go up over here. I think this is the only way up to the top right now. I've sort of undercut everything and taken out all the stairs and things I had down there before. Oh, and as you can see, maybe, this is all completely paved now. That was last night's fun. It's finishing that off. Oh, wait, this way. Hippity hop, all the way up to the top. Alright, like I said, so the high point was actually 127, and 121 and 120 were kind of additional points, but now we're down at 107 here, so that's about 20 down from the lowest. 102, and then this one's straight at 100. It's kind of where I marked it, just to make it, excuse me, easier for me to wrap my little noggin around that stuff. Good, now I gotta get back up there. Up. That works. Sacrificial pickaxe. There we go. Lulu, I've got some apples. Lulu, would you like some too? I know that's not actually the song, but I make up my own words to lots of things. Hop. Oh, good, made it. Gracious. Again, this is all at 107, and it is pancake flat in a lot of places. There's another funny story for you. So there is a journal called the Journal of Irreproducible Results, and in it they did a study one time comparing the topography of the state of Kansas with a pancake. And statistically, it turns out that Kansas is quite literally flatter than a pancake. So that's something you know now. I love to use that. When I was teaching intro geology, I would use that as one of my slides and say, see, this part of the country is really flat. Because it was. And is, remains. Ooh, hey look, leftover mine parts. Not much of them though. There we go. Forgot you can't get over there from here. Hello, friendly bees. Hello, less than useful librarians. I guess if I wanted to, you know, have different kinds of weapons, I might be interested in them, but I don't. I like my sword, it does the job. Speaking of, I should really have that on the hotbar, not more flint. I got a bunch of pickaxes that I bought from one of my merchants. They're just efficiency 1, but I can add a couple of other enchantments to them and make them a lot more useful. They'll still be sacrificial, but why am I going up those stairs? Y'all need to tell me when I'm doing something goofy. Such as telling you y'all need to tell me to do something in the middle of the video. Because that's how it works. Up, up, up. They are really cute sounding, aren't they? Hop, 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 hop. It's a long way. I love the color of the brown terracotta. Well, that's another thing we could do. We could go out on an archaeological dig. I've done several of those, and oh, we'll visit one of those actually in this video. Maybe we'll just stop there and then pick up at that spot. That actually sounds like a good idea. It's gonna be fun. All the fun. So there's that cattle farm. I haven't really expanded the farm itself all that much, but I have, I think, a much larger garden and a lot of cows. Yeah, there's a lot of cows. I shouldn't do that because apparently I have a lot of experience left from the last breeding round. Some chickens, rabbits, pigs. No sheep though, but they're all over by the temple. Anyways. Okay. So let's head for the Nether, shall we? Even this is connected, incidentally, in the deep dark. Just to be safe. And I love screwing around with the warden. It's actually a lot of fun. I find it very entertaining, for all that it's kind of dumb. Because I love going down and finding ancient cities, and then I'll do, eventually I'll do a build on that and share that with y'all if you're interested. All y'all is plural. Y'all is one person. So I'll share it with all y'all. Where am I going? I have another temple over here. And I like to make these little, I think they're quite silly little things for temples. Where's my, oh, there's my map. Okay. I died recently, if you can't tell by my significantly reduced experience. Stupid phantom knocked me off of a tower. Oh, right. This was my first stronghold. And so I built this little, but this is what's cute about it, I think, is I always have headcanons for the stuff that I build. So like this is a spring, and the spring is, flowing by the little garden to water it, and then we've got a little fish pond for aquaculturing.
A few moments later.
And then there's a dam, and the river flows on down to the ocean. Well, that's the bigger river, really, but it is what it is. I think it's cute. I like doing that sort of thing. Just having these little, I don't know, stories, I guess. Let's head back. I think I'm going the right way. Sure. Where are we going? Okay, yeah. No. You know what? I may have us all turned around. I think it's that way, actually. I did mention that I am the world's worst navigator, right? Especially for a geologist. Charlotte would throw things at me. It's not the first time she's thrown things at me, incidentally, but, she definitely throw things at me. That's another funny story. We were at a conference, and we have about 3 major conferences in any given year in my profession, in the geoscience world, and we were at one of them, and I want to say it was where were we? I think it was in Portland, Oregon. And we had gone up, it was in Portland. We had gone up to the top floor because there was, of our hotel, there was a bar, and she and I are sitting there with some friends and colleagues, and we're just having this discussion about a big geologic feature in our neck of the woods on the west coast of the U.S. called the Olympic Wooloola Liniment, which is complicated, but we'll get to it eventually, I'm sure, because I like to babble. But so we put this cup of tartar sauce down in the middle of the table to represent sort of the axis of rotation for this feature. And then we had like straws laying all over the place as different features and faults and stuff. But then we got kind of animated while we were talking, and she accidentally knocked that cup of tartar sauce, and it came flying across the table and hit me in the chest. So I've got this big old blob of tartar sauce on my shirt, and I'm just laughing. I'm like, all right, so I've now officially been in a bar fight that has involved throwing food over rocks. So that was our fun joke for that trip. All right, into the Nether. We'll go halfway and then we'll stop and begin again. But I am going to do this. Sort of offload a whole bunch of stuff that I do not need to take with me. That way, when I find things I want, I can bring them back. My controller's such a jerk, though. Up, go up, thank you. That. Is that everything I want? Well, no, but I'll just carry the gold. I have so much gold. It is absolutely redonkulous. I originally built this building with the hopes of keeping my villagers from going through, but it doesn't work. It does, however, if I have hostile mobs come out after me, it keeps them in so they're not attacking my dumb donkeys. So I'll leave the gold here. I don't want it. Oh, and there's more gravel. God help me. There we go. Alright, so this is the main rail line in the Nether. And we'll go down here and we'll look at one of the frog farms, and then we'll go over to, we'll follow that rail line down to where it leads, which is a lot of everything. But this guy is a dumb donkey with a death wish. And this rail line is, there goes my keyboard again, my keyboard controller again. That's enough now. Thank you. Alright, this rail line is not finished, so we're just gonna run it. It's not a very long line, so it's not going to take us long to get to the end of it. As you're probably aware, the frogs come in 3 color variations: gray, sort of a orange-brown color, and then green. And those colors determine which frog lights you get when they eat the mini magma cubes. So the gray ones give you the purplish color. They call them purple or opalescent. That was weird. And then the green give you green. They call them verdant. And the orangey brown color give you yellow lights that are called ochre. And their colors are determined by the biome they grew up in. So the yellow comes in the normal, like it's just a temperate climate. The green ones grow in a cold climate, and then our friendly gray froggos grow in the warm climates. Almost there. Like I said, it's a really short jog. And so what I've done with 2 of these farms is gone to a basalt plain or basalt delta and built an enclosure, and then there's a hole in the roof. And so what I will do is I will lure magma cubes in, and they will also naturally spawn. Here we are. And then, break them down and feed them to the frogs. And this is my little base here. I have, storage and food supplies, because I get my butt kicked a lot doing this, and then I need to heal up a little bit. So here's the farm itself. I'm not actually going to go down into it right this second. Weird critters. But there you see, this is my gray farm. These are the ones that I raised at the main base there at the temple, and then brought down that little jog, which took forever. Let me tell you, because frogs, when you're leading them, they don't go very fast. So you kind of just got to sit there. It's great. Let's go find us a magma cube to make with the murderizing. Assuming that ghast isn't still out here hanging out by the lava. No, and there's a magma cube. Excellent. Come on, bouncy butt. No, it's time. Still coming? Excellent. Perfect. Go in the hole. I said go in the hole. Alright, fine. Come down the hole with me. I don't care what you do. Let's just do this. You can do it. Oh, come on. They're usually better about this. Fell in the wrong hole, apparently. I'm gonna start singing the "You Can Do It" song. Jeez Louise. Bonus points if you can tell me where that song's from. Oh, come on. I'm such a klutz. You can do it. I used to sing it all the time to Little Bird. There you go. See, I knew you could pull this off. It's not that hard to fall in a hole. Hop. And frogs eat the little cubes. And because I have so much thorn on my armor, I have to be careful not to let the little cubes hit me, because it will kill them and then I don't get my frog light. So there's our purple or opalescent froggos, and as you saw, that one spawned in all on its lonesome. There's an ochre from my one orange. There he is. So between the two little processes, going up to the top and luring them down, I have it enclosed to keep the ghasts away, and that's actually what a lot of this crisscross up here is. So they don't spawn in inside of this little enclosure, but you have to have the walls pretty high or the frogs will hippity-hop their ways right out. Additionally, and I just want to note, I frickin' love basalt. It is my rock. So, you know, I mean, literally, my rock. And then I can go back into my little thing here. Alright, let's head back to our rail line and be confused by whatever is... Actually, this is my portal to the surface. All of the farms have a portal to the surface. Just because, you know, I like to be able to go out and hunt food. Because the growing food isn't always enough. It's not a big jump to go out, so I can hop out and look. Come on, you can do it. I've been singing the song already.
A few moments later.
Gotta make all these weird noises, huh? Alright, turbo time. Well, that didn't take long. This one's kind of a mess, and obviously populated with Nimrods. Dumb donkeys. All of these zombie piglins. They're just hanging. Bye. That was funny. Okay. So let's head back down this way. Weird noises notwithstanding. Excuse me. Disgusting head noises. What was I thinking? Oh. So one of the things that I do a lot in the Nether, and we'll go that route on the return trip from the green farm, I think, so in the next video, is what I'll do is I'll go down to 12, because that's the level that is most likely to have ancient debris. So you go down to 12 and you dig a tunnel and you just go straight line for a while, you'll hit some ancient debris. It's actually extremely common down there after a while. But the other trick is to take dynamite and set them every roughly 5 squares and then blow it up. Because the ancient debris will not take damage. It'll just stay floating there the whole time. And so then you can dig that out and it just gets rid of all the netherrack. You end up with ridiculous amounts of netherrack though. Like, just completely absurd. But, for me, that's a bonus, because I can turn that into nether bricks, which I need a lot of. That's why that big hole is over there by my entry. And the place that I do that, where I dig out the netherrack and the ancient debris, I refer to as the Nexus, which we're going to see. You should go back. Dumb donkeys. Okay. Yeah, that's the hole. Check out our giant hole! There's another bonus points question. Where's that from? I am Like, just nothing but a bunch of weird, silly references, I swear. Alright. So, now, I'm going to ride the rails. Another thing that I do, I think I've said this before, but I may not have, is I pick an elevation in the Nether. It's typically roughly 50, in addition to the 12, to run rail lines. Just because that makes it easier for me to find this stuff, right? The forests and things. Because they don't tend to pop up down at 12. And we're going to 181, and then we'll hop off and visit that archaeological dig that I've mostly finished. Just for funsies. There we go. Leave the cart there. Out we go. I think this is the first archaeological dig that I've gotten this far. Well, it's the first one I've dug out completely, which you'll see. No, wait, it's the second one I've dug out completely. The other one ended up underwater, though, because I was not taking into account the fact that they're really deep. As a rule. Alright. So. Do I have anything worth grabbing here? I always like to check. Okay, I don't think so. So here is my archaeological dig. I'm not done enclosing it in glass, but I will eventually get to it. And like I said, I've rebuilt a lot of it. And I use the frog lights for illumination here too. Here's that map room. As you can see, it's been nicely rebuilt to the best of my ability. I love to do this reconstruction thing. I don't know why. And of course, if you know, the archaeological digs have a lot of this mud brick. That building I haven't finished fixing up yet. I didn't know what this was supposed to be, so I just decided it was a spring. Oh, and I haven't finished the fox tower in the middle. But otherwise, it's all very nicely dug out and illuminated. I set this one up as kind of a bathhouse with some nice scented candles. Sure, why not? There's some woofs. Here's the map of this location. And where we are at is right here. Actually, it's the second one over. That one's a mine underground. That one's just a tree house, and then world spawn is like right there. And yeah, I love doing these. And then I have my little like, so you can see it in the finer view, because that's the 0 to 1, or 0 out of 4. I keep putting it as a ratio, and it's not. And then this one's a little further zoomed out of the same, thing. But they're fun. Alright, let's head back. This is just a little diversion. I do have axolotls in here. Hi, cute stuff. And frogs. They're the wrong frogs, but Up we go. And this is my crap transporting rail, because I'll throw 3 or 4 mine carts on there and then run them down the rail. Whee! It's pretty. Apparently, I like that word today. And my sweet precious baby Mary is on Overwatch today, keeping an eye out for the mama. She's my kitty girl. She's the sweetest, most gentle, affectionate little girl. She's about, I say little girl, she's like 22 pounds. But she's just like, I call her my little cherub because she has some markings on the back that look like angel wings. And there's always one of the 3. It's either her or Sophie or Shadow, who is also known as Mommy's Little Terrorist, or the bane of my existence, will hang out up on the couch cushion next to and above me. I call that their Overwatch. Alright, let's check out the Nexus real quick. Pop that. I don't want to leave it up there because I'll forget it's there, and then I will be unhappy with myself. This is another unremarkable little base. It's not even really worth going out to, but this is the Nexus, which is where I mine a lot of my nether ancient debris, and then I take all the netherrack and a bunch of other nonsense. There's some ancient debris in there. That's what it looks like. So I throw that all in these furnaces and just let it get cooked up, and then this is sort of where I've dug it out. And eventually it kind of looks like a mess because you can see, you know, here's where one of them cratered and blew things up. But it's effective. Alright, let's go back. Actually, I'm going to grab those bricks if there are any done. There are. And some buckets. There we go. Good times. And that will give me 17 blocks. I need, you know, roughly 1,000 times is that. But, you know, every step is a step in the right direction. One of my favorite quotes: what is the most important step a person can take? And the correct answer is the next one. Alright, we're going to do our turbo thing here. Charge. Because this is really a long run. I think we have to go all the way out to 1100. So I am going to zip through.
A few moments later.
Alright, we're at this particular stop. And it's a really short run down this hallway. This is just another one of my relatively unremarkable little bases that I have. We'll actually go out at the other one because it's kind of funny looking. So this particular location, this particular frog farm, is a little bit different from the other two in that it's not on a basalt delta. It is in a blackstone fortress. And if you've been to blackstone fortresses, you know that they have spawners for the magma cubes. Although you do have to fill in all of the lava magma. We're technically underground, so it's magma. That ends up being in the bottom of the fortress. So you kind of have to deal with that. But once you do that, it's nice and secure, especially if you put a roof on it, which I always put a roof on it. They are annoying, though, because they're right next to these soul sand plains. And you get a lot of skeletons, which are just a lot to deal with. See? Annoying. Alright, let's go down, down, down. Woof, doggos. Love my doggos. The rail line does nothing. It was an experiment. It did not work. But you can see all my froggy friends hoppity-hopping around. And then there's our magma cube spawner. I mean, it kind of worked. Oh, there's one. Hello, friend. Break you. I really need to bring more brown frogs in here at some point. I'm sort of running a little bit low. So the idea behind that cart is that it is supposed, doesn't necessarily do it, but it is supposed to pick up all the things that get dropped so that I can just hang out in one little corner and wait for the cubes to come after me. It doesn't really work. Largely because it only unloads a single thing every time it goes over the unloader. And this was supposed to be like an unloader where you could just have it stop and it would unload, but it's not automatic. You have to stand here and babysit it. So it kind of makes the whole thing not work great for me. But eventually that minecart with a hopper is going to be just full up with ochre frog lights. I have so many of them right now I don't need more, and probably won't for a while. So it's fine for them to just hang out there. I was hoping we'd get another cube like one of the big ones. Because this is a place where I do not have to go hunting for the magma cubes. I just have to give it a minute because these things, you know, produce fairly regularly. There we go. Hi, Big Bay. There you go. Like I said, I do not want to let the little ones hit me because it will kill them, and then I won't get the frog light. There we go. Good froggies. Alright. Now there is a funny reason to go out here, just because when I was first working on this, and this was the first frog farm I established, I was really hoping I could control the color by sort of artificially messing with the biome and the temperature of the biome. And it turns out it doesn't actually work. But there's this little structure that's just silly. And then you get to see the tadpoles that are swimming around in the pond there. Because there's a lot of tadpoles. There's always a lot of tadpoles. And there's our connection. Oh no, not there. It's over here. That's our connection down to the deep dark. Oh, I do. Well, that might be helpful. I think that's exactly why that's there. Now we're going to sleep because mobs are rude.
Respawn point set.
I don't know why it has to say that. There's a setting I need to change, but I'm not motivated enough to change it. Because it keeps resetting that. So this is where the froggies hang out. So many frogs. You guys are dumb. I'm just going to watch you immolate yourselves or beat yourselves up on my armor. They're surprisingly resistant to. There you go. I knew you could do it. Baton, thank you. Always need zombie flesh, I suppose. Just gonna bring a couple of these goodies back with me. And this is just a little farm so that I can get pumpkin seeds to grow all of those lovely chickens that I can then hunt down and eat. Come on, froggy friends. Let's go visit your pond. And they are slow. This is so boring and forever taking. There's another reference for you. Let's see. This one's just a fun little pond because it's really deep. And when you drop down into it, when there's a bunch of tadpoles, see if they're still... Okay, yep, there they go. Look at all them tadpoles. And you can collect those in a water bucket too if you want. That's how I got them here and how I get them, different places, because it's much easier to do that. But you can't breed them in the Nether because there's no water. So it don't work. They move really fast in water though, so if you're swimming, they will follow you lickety-split. Oh look, we have a wolf. So this is the little thing that I tried to do to force the color change, and it's just a little igloo with some ice, and it did absolutely nothing. Alright, do you lot want to come with me? I think you want to come with me. Let's go. You can eat some magma. We're going to do that secondary portal for you, because they get stuck on the door pretty routinely. But if I do that, they will come in and come straight across. Here's the magic. They all come in through that little hole, and they go straight into the portal. Yay! I'm going to leave this slime here because it's my last little bit, and I want it for later, and they're all already through. And they don't really have anywhere to go. Oh, there's a silly kitty. Oh, Mary's precious Tom-Tom. When she's happy, she gives me her tummy. And unlike almost every other female cat you've ever met, when Mary shows you her tummy, it is not a trap. She actually likes tummy rubs. There it is. I'm going to reorient myself. And chest scritches and just any attention she can get. So that's how I bring frogs around. They will hippity hop themselves on down into here. I could lead them with slime, but what's the point? And then this goofy thing sort of zip zaps all over the place. Hops up here, drops a single piece, and then continues on. So, high on the list of banes of my existence. Hi, froggy friends. Ooh, diamonds. I'm going to take those with me because I go through them way too fast. Ah, there's another slime for leading him if I wanted to, but I don't. All right.
Up, up, up. Let us move onwards. Actually, we're going to stop here for tonight, and we will continue on in our next video and go visit the green spawn and all the stuff associated with that. So thanks for hanging out with me while I run around in Minecraft and babble about rocks. Hope you had fun. I certainly did, and I will see you in the next video.